When I was in this realization back then in high school, I had friends that were like, "No, Jennifer, that is silly, that is stupid. Come on, be more logical about it. That doesn't happen, and you only think about aliens. You only think about crazy stuff. Come on." But now it's like everyone's like, "Oh fuck," and yeah, I think that now I can understand it a little bit better. Uh, but that is what I was trying to say. And well, I have been realizing too that I was kind of fortunate to being born in the 90s. Well, in the last years of the 90s, because I have been friend with people who were born in the first stages of the 90s culture and the 90s epoch. And most of them are kind of really into literature, science, psychology, mathematics, and I learned about them a lot. But it's like if the 90s people are the researchers of the soul and of the logical stuff uh and music and so much stuff, but the people that it's like that came to Earth like from the 2000 and later, um, they don't know what to study in at university, or like they don't have a current plan of life or not nor nothing, because they're not quite interested in the classical, ¿cómo se dice? In the classical careers, because from quarantine and so on, we're going to create new ones that are more united to the heart, logical, and creative senses. And yeah, they don't have to do anything. They just need to wait to the older generations that can raise this new system and stuff. I have seen too that some people it's like more involved into the surreal world, like working more like in the dream state, in the surreal worlds by its astral um, bodies. But for me and for the people I have known through my life since high school, it's like more terminal, and it's more like in the educational stuff and in the art stuff that we are involved in, and that we really 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 want to change, and that we already suffered from those old systems. And if we had like a high TDH, or I don't know how to say it, or depression, anxiety, blah blah blah, and we are the ones who are going to change the game so that the new generations that came from the 2000 and later can find their place in this world, because they're just like too pure, and they're like waiting for something to really excite them that can be aligned with them. And we are like the researchers of everything that needs to be done before we invent them, or all of that. Yeah, and I was like embarrassed because before I realized all of this, I used to criticize the new generations too a little bit, because they weren't like interested in nothing in a specific theme. They just like to do artistic like the basis of the artistic stuff, or the basis of other stuff, but they weren't too involved in anything in general, and they didn't find out like their truest passion or nothing. They were just like, wee, floating in the air like this. And I was like, come on, find your passion, find something, like I did, like my friends did. And no, simply not. They're not um they are not ready to mature like their celestial bodies or something like that. And the people from the 90s like us, we are the ones that through the passion and the pain of the old systems are going to change everything for them and for us too. And I found out that after quarantine, I really found out my project of life, because before quarantine I was too like doing some stuff just for obligation, and I put aside my truest desires that I had since I was a child. And now that I have the opportunity, it's like I have been ahorrando, and yeah, I entered into um, a design and painture class so that I could involve more technique to my creations of drawings and stuff. And I found out that I could there was my passion, and there I could find so much more for my soul and soul growth and everything. And by that way I could connect it to the science stuff, maybe to the mathematics, and just maybe just to the fantasy world. But yeah, and it could bring so much blessings. Also, we need to evolve like the entertaining media, because it's too lacky. I mean, it lacks of essence, the essence that it had the 90s. And it's because us as people, we need to buy our passion that we had since those times, create new ways of express the art on television, on music, or in everything, because in that way we like give a little bit of energy from our soul to the whole world, and there the child of the 2000 and later can find out their own passion then, because with this system they have not find out anything important for them. Maybe just like a little scratch to them, but yeah, it's like and I'm seeing that since quarantine and later many artists have evolved. But yeah, us that are like on below the system, we need to do some stuff to get up and express our ideas, and in any kind of area that we are passionate about, to like wake the new generations, because they're kind of lost. Also, by the combination of art and science in another new way of understanding it from the heart and the mind and stuff, there are gonna be so much more inventions. Like I don't know, in that time that I don't remember the name of the author, but the guy that created that small cuento, small book about the submarine, that guy that created that story about a whole new invention named submarine that could cross the lands through the seas and below. And many years later, some scientists used that it was just a glimpse of imagination from his heart, and they made it a reality. So this age is gonna be like of more inventions for the society, made by humans that are gonna be connected to their super source. and it's gonna be really fun. Yeah, but for now, it is just like, it's not even evolving. It's just it's an idea. It's a glimpse of an idea that it's getting to the minds and spirits to many people right now that are like joining to the new future. But yeah, in the few more years later, there's gonna be so much more new stuff, and oh my god, I can't even imagine it. But yeah, I think that the primal thing that it's gonna be more like important to focus, it's gonna be art, because through that everything is gonna be like evolving. Through art we're gonna wake up the new generations and also the older generations too, because the older already have the resources, the knowledge of the backup systems of science and logical features and blah blah blah. So the new art is gonna provoke in them new ideas to create more mechanical or engineering stuff and inventions. So it's gonna be for both parties a win-win situation, and for us that are just starting the artistic shaman, like camino pathway. It's gonna bring us so much joy and so much happiness and so much wealthness from the inside and from the outside that, wow, it's gonna be so cool for everyone. Us as the heart in motion, the new generations as the new mentality to ground to earth, and for the older generations by the logical way of thinking to create new stuff or dig out new stuff about space or anything, I don't know. So yeah, I think that, by the way, saying that art is gonna be important, I mean, not only drawing and painting, it's also caricaturas, novels, ¿qué más? Diseño de modas, music, ¿qué más? Makeup, peinados, joyería, all that stuff that is gonna provoke so much new ways to gain money, gain wealth, be okay with ourselves and with others, etc. And I think that's all I have to say for now, but I'm gonna try to give all of you more of my ideas I want to express in the few later videos. Thank you. Tell me what you think. Yeah, for like us that have an idea of what we want to do with the art that are like we below the system, we're gonna have to focus on publishing as much as possible our art to find ways to give it to a whole nation or a whole world, so that more and more people can wake up and blah 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 to find their truest passion, so that the earth can be okay with nature, with human, and with non-human beings. And yeah, we're gonna have to rise and to get really social out there and to connect with new people and to combine ideas to create extremely original forms of art, of movies, of caricaturas, of everything that we are passionate about that we don't even have like the